After everything we've been through over the past year, are we more prepared for the next pandemic? And what do you think governments will do differently?
Well, we do learn something with each pandemic, and it's not like we haven't learned anything. So after SARS in 2003, we had international health regulations, IHR 2005. After H1N1 2009, we created a global health security agenda and stepped up flu surveillance. After Ebola in 2014, we put in a system for checks and balances and created CEPI, the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovation. So no question, things have gotten better for that. The problem is that we still don't have a mechanism for creating low-cost, durable vaccines for Africa and Latin America and parts of the Middle East. For instance, there are no vaccines made on the African continent. There's barely anything in Latin America and really nothing in the Middle East. So when I served as science envoy in the Obama administration, I took this on to increase vaccine development capacity, but it's still going very slowly. So I had an op-ed in the LA Times 2 weeks ago about the need to do this. And I think that's important because, when it came to Operation Warp Speed and international mechanisms for supporting COVID vaccines, there was a heavy emphasis on innovation, and it was all about, creating very high-tech vaccines that we can't scale. So there was this COVAX sharing mechanism put in place, which was very well thought out, but the problem is the vaccines aren't there, and we still don't have low-cost, durable vaccines. So putting that system in place, which is something I'm really working hard to do, that fits in with resource-poor settings. I think that's going to be another big step. I also think we're going to need better cooperation between the G20 countries because, you had Russia and China go rogue in producing vaccines that bypassed international regulatory mechanisms, bypassed the World Health Organization, vaccines of uncertain quality, and now they're negotiating bilateral relationships with countries in Africa and Latin America in a very transactional way, almost smelling like the old Cold War kind of approach for influence. In contrast, India has really stepped up to provide vaccines for the world, and that's really interesting and important. So we're going to have to fix a lot of those things around vaccine governance. That's going to have to be a priority. And recognize, and we've got to get better buy-in from the G20. It's still too much about the US, the UK, the Nordic countries, and the Gates Foundation. And that's a very tiny slice of the world.